Red all over the land, Liverpool fanzine, £2. Just wanted to give a plug, start talking Reds with a plug for Red all over the land, Liverpool fanzine, £2.
You can't say it without doing it like that, can you? It just sounds like the match.
That is available at the match. They're still going strong after all these years. Fair fucking play to them. It's hard to do that. I know because I used to make one myself. Well read, great days. Little tear in my eye. But yeah, if you want to follow them as well, they're Twitter at thefanzine1 and Facebook Red all over the land. And they're always looking for writers as well if you fancy having a go and seeing your name in print and seeing your work in print. So yeah, Red all over the land, Liverpool fanzine, £2. Okay, next thing is Man United are shit. Who knew? You support them for one game,
honestly.
They lose one game. Liverpool, meanwhile, 35 games in the Premier League, lose one game. The difference, I think they call that, mate. The difference.
Like, there was such a golfing class, wasn't there? Like, I've hardly watched Man United. I hardly watch other teams when I don't have to. And I felt so involved in that football match last night. It was as if we were watching our own team. And then you see the team, and they were absolutely god-awful, our midfield. Like, I'll have no one ever slag our midfield three of Milner, Henderson and Wijnaldum off ever again. Whenever you watch Fred, like, I was trying to count his misplaced passes and lost count at about 7. Pogba, like Gary Neville on the TV said at 0-0, he said, one of the great things about Pogba is he's able to slow the game down. Fucking hell, they were 1-0 down and he was slowing the game down. There was just nothing to him. PFA Team of the Year, by the way, Pogba.
What the fuck?
What the fuck? So yeah, I'm delighted that I don't have to support and watch that football team every week.
I actually thought that they started all right. I thought they'd get blown away. But you lived in hope, don't you? You're looking for someone, you're looking for City to draw a match or lose a match somewhere, otherwise we won't win this fucking league. And so yeah, I went to pub to watch it. And I thought United, as I say, started all right because, you've seen City score so many goals in the first 10, 15. That didn't happen last night. And also at the other end, you saw Company sort of making rash challenges and looking like he might get caught in behind by Rashford. And so, I was living in hope. And, even at half time, I thought City came into it the last 25 of the first half. So basically, Man United had 20 minutes where they looked all right and was shite for the rest of the game. But even then, though, I thought, City have got 2 of the back 4 booked. See what happens. But yeah, United were crap. And second half as well, I mean, they should all hang their heads because that's supposed to be a derby. And that's supposed to be not only a derby, but a chance to get in the Champions League for next season. And they didn't look arsed. There was no intensity. City came out flying second half, blew them away, won the game. It was all over and all the fans went home. And all this bollocks that we've had to tolerate in the mainstream media about doing Liverpool a favour and I couldn't bear Liverpool winning the league. Fucking bollocks. If that's what you're concentrating on this morning as a Man United fan, well, you're talking out your fucking arse because you want your team to win the derby against your local rivals, and surely you want to play in the Champions League. I think it's 6 seasons in a row now that they've finished below City, and that's got to air for a side that's supposedly one of the biggest in the world and there's won this, that and the other and all that and is proud about its heritage like we are. You can't be happy with that. And I thought, Solskjaer after the game as well just looked like a fella that was just trying to spin it like a politician. I know a lot of managers do that, but the idea that they were great, he actually used the word great, said they wanted the reaction from being absolutely pumped by Everton at the weekend. And it was like fucking, and that's the reaction, is it? Like 20 minutes. And you know what, like Rashford's a mank, isn't he? And I thought credit to the fella because he actually looked like he was hurting in the interview afterwards, and he was like, that wasn't United. It hasn't been United for weeks. It's not good enough. And he didn't try and polish the turd. So fair play to him and fair play to Roy Keane. Fucking great value. What a guy.
Roy Keane.
Mate, I'd love to go for a pint with him. I'm gutted he never played for Liverpool because he'd just be me fucking hero. I just love the way he goes in that studio and just fucking bodies everyone, says everyone's shit, says he doesn't believe a word that comes out of Pogba's mouth and things like that. Brilliant.
Do you know what? You're right though. I think it was all of the talk, all the narrative around the game was that they would get that Liverpool or that United would be doing Liverpool a favour, and you've completely put me off my flow there. I've been making sure to not say that Liverpool are on 88 points. That's all it's meant. 88. Don't say 88. Like all of the talk in the media was that United would have to do United be doing us a favour. United need to do themselves a favour. Like I was watching that and I was thinking about how how high the mighty have fallen here, because you've got a lad there who was Mould's manager at the start of the season, and there he is. He's just been given.
That's Mould in North Wales,
and he's just been given this long contract, and he's been beaten 6 times since he's been given that contract. You look around the team, they're bringing Sanchez and Martial on, and like neither of them have looked that arse. Martial at the start of the season looked all right. Sanchez just isn't the Alexis Sanchez. You got Lukaku, whose touch is the worst I have ever seen from a footballer that costs that amount of money. And just throughout the team, even at the back, like shows you how calm someone like Van Dijk, and even, do you know what, even Matip to a certain extent, when you have to watch Chris Smalling get the ball, Lindelof, and suddenly they're like, they have it, and it's like, it was almost like that every time. So I think they need to do themselves a favour and look. Now that we can get this out of the way, I'm absolutely delighted to hopefully see United not reaching the top 4. And you talk about. There's been talk about Liverpool potentially bottling this league throughout this season, like the draws and getting beat by Man City, and
you don't get 88 points if you're a bottler.
But you have to look at that sort of top 4, the teams that are vying for top 4 at the minute. That's the teams that are bottling it. You look at Arsenal, you look at United at the minute over the past month. They're disgrace. If I was a United fan, I'd be thinking that's an absolute disgrace.
I just think we've got to keep reminding ourselves about where we are. And United are a prime example of what happens when you fall away. Like, to me, they're just doing what Liverpool did. And, even the appointment to Solskjaer, to me, felt a bit like, a stick and plaster appointment.
Stopgap.
So it's appearing to prove, and the problems run deeper. And and I'm a Liverpool fan, so guess what? Long may it continue. It's fucking great. Meanwhile, Liverpool can still win the Premier League, can still win the Champions League, and there's not many teams that can say that. So, the usual last night I saw, mainly on the internet. Someone was saying to me last night, a very good point. They were like, when you see things on the internet and you end up talking about things on the internet, how many of these things you actually hear in real life? And it's true. People's character, the shit that they put when they're typing, a lot of them wouldn't say it in real life. But anyway, let's accept that it is part of life. And then, so I saw people being negative. I had some mad replies, to tweets I put out myself. And it was all, the usual doom and gloom, it's gone, it's done, and all this bollocks. And it's just like, well, it's done when it's done, and it's not done. We played 35, got 3 to go. City have got 3 to go as well. We just got to see what happens. We've got to keep supporting Liverpool, keep going the match, keep backing the Reds, keep talking them up, keep saying how fucking brilliant they've done. And if you get pipped by City and City win 98 points, Liverpool win 97, we'll fair fucking play to them. And we'll go again next season. Because, honestly, like, you got Sam sat behind the camera here, Arsenal fan who works for a Liverpool podcast for him, if you like. He always bangs on about the Invincibles. Liverpool are going to get more fucking points than them and not win the league. So how fucking mad is that? Sam has got a little thing up on the wall with the record, how many points it was, how many draws it was. When he gets a little Eric Cantona-esque erection when he reads that stat.
I knew you'd get this in somewhere. I was going to get that in somewhere, wasn't I?
And, look, we should be shouting from the rooftops about this team. Someone collared me last night in the pub and was saying, like, seriously though, what are you going to do if we don't win it? And I was like, well, what do you mean, what am I going to do? I'm going to say Liverpool are a fucking great side, and next season we'll have a fucking brilliant chance of winning the league. And if someone wants to say that bollocks about, Liverpool fans always say next year's our year, yeah, fucking right, because that's how it works. That's what being a football fan's all about. And next year we can seriously say it's probably going to be our year, because we've got every fucking chance. Because us and City are light years away from everyone else. Look at the fucking league table right now. Look at where we are in the Champions League. And we can go to Barcelona next week with absolutely no fear. I've been doing a bit of prep around that, looking what they're saying. Watched an interview with Sid Lowe, who's obviously a brilliant journalist, and he was saying they're not happy about getting Liverpool. No. And like their press are the most biased press in the world. I actually love it in a way. So they're obsessed with Barcelona. Absolutely, you should be. Nice one, like we are about Liverpool. And they big everything up to the nth degree. But they're all a bit like, didn't really want Liverpool, to be honest, you know what I mean? And exactly, because, they must know, and their manager must know, and their players must know that even though they've got stars in the side, even though they've got a brilliant stadium, a great history, and blah, 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 our team can go bang, 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 and the ball's in the back of the net. And it's exactly the same for City as well. They're a brilliant side as well. but they're not going to win the Champions League, are they? Unlucky boys. Anyway, that's talked a lot. Do you want to talk?
That's been today's Talking Reds. Thanks for tuning in. No, I think, like, do you know, it was funny social media last night because like, this is literally the ups and downs of a title race. This is what happens. I know, like, after the Spurs game, after the City Spurs game, that was one that we'd sort of pinned our hopes on. It doesn't quite happen, and everyone was a bit low. And then we go and get the 3 points, and then we're top, and then everyone's like, yeah, no, we can do this. And then last night happens again. Well, we play Huddersfield tomorrow night, and we go top again. And then we have to. It's on us now. We go and thump Huddersfield tomorrow night. Put the pressure back on City. Yeah. Burnley, if those fixtures were the other way around, no way. If that was our week, if our week was Everton away and Burnley away, I'd be shitting myself. I wouldn't have liked it. Now, they've got over the first hurdle. I think the second hurdle's the more difficult one, to be honest. I think that, you know, Sean Dyche and Burnley, 3 wins and a draw against Chelsea in their last 4. I wouldn't fancy that, especially at Burnley, and they'll like them everywhere as well, won't they?
They don't give a shit, them, as well, Burnley. Like, you know, you see when Liverpool have gone there, they get stuck in, they have a go, the fans get behind them. It's a boss little ground. It's a boss little club, to be honest. You know, like when we were filming those preview inserts for the preview shows over the summer, when we went to Burnley, they were brilliant. They let us in, they let us walk around the pitch, they let us go wherever you want, and there was none of this like, oh no, we're a Premier League club. Fuck off. It was just like, yeah, they are, lads, come in. And so I got a really good impression of the place. And in general, I quite like Dyche, to be honest. I know loads of people think he's a bit of a moaning bastard. Nothing wrong with that. And yet they'll give them a fucking game. They'll make it hard for them. And you know, so the idea of just sort of throwing in the towel now and going, oh, well, it's all done. And start people doing the other thing as well. Like, fuck off. Instead of looking back, look forward. So stop going on about, oh, remember we drew this match, and if we hadn't drew that match, well, we would have been in.
This is what annoys me.
Fuck off. Liverpool have been brilliant. Yeah. Accept that fact, move on, and let's see what happens. We can still win this fucking league.
That's what annoys me. Looking back at the Everton and looking back at the United, yeah, I was frustrated at the time, right? But, you know, there were people last night saying, you know, we should have gone for it against Everton. Well, imagine we'd gone for it and then got caught and we got beat by Everton. Things would be completely different now.
In the game. I mean, it's all looking back.
Yeah, it's shoulda, woulda, coulda, isn't it? And you know, if I had sat down with you know, Mo Salah at the start of the season and looked him in the eye, and there's no way I could have looked him in the eye and said that 88 points at this stage of the season with 3 games to go wasn't good enough. Do you know what I mean?
I don't reckon you would have 88. I don't reckon 88. I don't reckon you would have been able to say it to him in the eye. Anyway, I reckon you would have just ended up hugging him.
Oh, he's so lovely. You see him in his tuxedo at the time thing. Oh wow. Yeah, but anyway, like, you know, there's no. I know he was gorgeous, wasn't he? But like, you couldn't. Could you look a Liverpool player in the eye at this stage of the season and go, what you've achieved so far isn't good enough? Because you couldn't. No. You just couldn't. And so, like, all of this sort of like revisionism or looking back at these results and sort of trying to pick apart where this has gone wrong for Liverpool. It hasn't gone wrong for Liverpool. We can go top on Friday night. It's just that we're up against an unbelievable football side. And if it doesn't happen, you know, hopefully it doesn't happen and we've won the European Cup. If it does happen, then unbelievable. You just sort of, either way, this Liverpool team have performed in a way that we could only have hoped at the start of the season, and we should be dead proud of them.
And it can still go our way.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And so I honestly think as well, like, you know, and look, everyone's different, and some people are, you know, negative and whatever and blah, 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 blah. But honestly, like, we're watching a great football side and we get the chance to go and see them again on Friday night, which is a good time for football, let's
so excited for it.
And then we get to go to Barcelona, and we're going to Barcelona, by the way, can't wait. I went last time in 2007, the Craig Bellamy Golf Club swing and all that. Superb trip that was, loved it, loved the fact that we won there, loved the fact that we remained the only English team to win in the new camp, twice, by the way. And so, you know, it should hold no fear for Liverpool, and it's a great trip for Liverpool fans as well. We've had a fantastic season and we can go all the way. Why not? Why not go, you know, why not say we can beat Barca? Why not say we can beat Spurs or Ajax? Lift number 6.
There's no fear thing.
Lift number 6 and finish second. Lift number 6 and win number 19. It all sounds
sounds brilliant. I think you're right on the fear thing. Like, there's not one part of me going to Barcelona here and worrying about the Barcelona side. I think I'm going to let them worry about us. Look, Messi's an unbelievable player, and I'm excited to see him in the flesh. And that's, you know, watching Liverpool at the new camp. I was too young the last time, and this is a proper bucket list thing. But I'm not going in there to take off you know, something on my bucket list. I'm going in there to watch Liverpool beat Barcelona in their own patch again. And I honestly believe that they will.
Bring
do
your fucking
so.
Binoculars, lads.
I know, so I've heard, yeah. contact lenses that day, definitely.
But what else have we got to say on this show? There's a sale on the Anfield Wrap merch at the moment, 20% off. So if you fancy a new t-shirt to get out to Barcelona, hurry up and order it. There's loads of podcasts as ever. We'll be previewing the Huddersfield game, looking ahead to that. There'll be team talk shows. There'll be blah blah blah. I don't know. I haven't got that list. Sam's going to
flash it up.
Sam's going to put something on the screen because he's boss when he's not wanking over Arsenal going unbeaten in the season. Arsenal shit this season, by the way, Sam. Yeah. Crap again last night. Tonked by Wolves. Lol.
Didn't we make a bet at the start of the season? We definitely made some sort of bet around Arsenal and Liverpool at the start of the season, Sam.
I can't remember.
You can't remember. We've also got. We're also up for the British Podcast Award. It's basically isn't it right in saying it's the biggest thing that we could probably win
in the podcast world?
Yeah, in the podcast world. Yeah. We have been beaten twice in the last 2 years by the BBC only, so we finished second both years, which is hugely frustrating. But the BBC are the BBC. They've got BBC Sounds, they've got radio stations, they've got websites that get millions of hits. So that's what we're up against. So we need everyone's help. So if you'd like to vote for the Anfield Wrap, go to BritishPodcastAwards.com/vote. Search the Anfield Wrap, not TAW. The Anfield Wrap it has to be, and give us a vote. Vote in all of your emails. Tell your mates. Send to all on your work emails. Just go to all and tell everyone in your whole company to vote for the Anfield Wrap. Maybe don't do that, but maybe do.
I got my kids to do it yesterday, and then my lad put it in his WhatsApp group with all his schoolmates and was like, vote for me, Dad.
Brilliant.
So do all that kind of thing because we'd love to win it. It's been a while since we've had any awards, and you might say that's a bit sort of ego driven and all that. Fucking is right.
It definitely is. Massaging our ego, but honestly, any of the awards that the Anfield Wrap's won, it's because our listeners have got behind us and voted, and we really appreciate that. And that's one of my favourite things about the Anfield Wrap is that our listeners genuinely care if we can, care enough to help us to try and win these awards. So it'd be brilliant to help us do so. And another thing, we've got an end of season show. It's happening the night before Wolves. It's more of a celebration than a live podcast. It's definitely not a live podcast. If you're in Kiev in Shevchenko Park, it's going to be more like that. It's going to be Neil reliving big moments from the last 2 seasons, he says. So starting with Wijnaldum's goal in the last day against Middlesbrough and sort of the build up to where we are now. I've seen some of the video content around that that's going to be going on behind him. It looks unbelievable. John's bought confetti cannons yesterday.
Wow.
Quite a few of those, and he was showing me the different sizes of confetti cannons. He's got the biggest fucking one as well.
Can you live stream it? I don't know whether I can come, I think I've got to mind the kids.
Bring them.
Probably talk about.
You're allowed kids.
You're allowed kids?
You're allowed kids. Kids are welcome. Kids, you're allowed. Stick them on the Gezi. Tickets are available for that at theanfieldwrap.com/TAW live. They're only 15 quid. It's the night before the game, so if you're in Liverpool, come and have a big party with us. Either way, hopefully we'll be celebrating the fact that Liverpool are about to lift number 19, or just that we finished second with an unbelievable season. We're all going to the European Cup final.
Reds all over the land, Liverpool fancy. Only £2. That's been Talking Reds, I think. That'll do, won't it?
Yeah.
Up the Reds, we march on.